Okay, a lot of people have asked for me to go over my arena offenses and how they work, so I'll go ahead and spell some of them out for you. One of my current favorites is, you know what's an oldie but a goodie is the Kayron defense. We've made some upgrades to it, and I can't show you on Quick Battle because we're running the Quick Battle in the background, but this is basically how it works, and you can Quick Battle this as long as you're careful about a couple of conditions. When you Quick Battle this, you want to make sure that nobody can do significant damage at the start, because that will make Acades use her S3 instead of her S2. So it fails if you run across those one or two jerks that have 250 effectiveness on their Sea Phantom polys. But otherwise, Eternus pushes Acades up. If I was quick battling, it would work like this. She puts the immortality on Kayron, and now the fight's over. The entire purpose of Elvira with her skills off is if Abyssal Euphine is on the team, she will keep Abyssal Euphine from building her stacks until she has been damaged enough she finally dies. I leave her skills off because if her skills are on, she puts immortality on herself, and when both of them are at 0 health, the game chooses to hit Elvira instead of Kayron, and the only reason I can think of is because Kayron has multiple buffs, whereas Elvira only has one buff, so it targets her because she looks the most vulnerable. And when all things are equal, the game will always target who it thinks it can kill the first. But you see how toxically awful this team is for your opponent, right? Ooh, it's an evasion BBK. That's dirty. Bye, BBK. So Kayron's really good into Luna. Luna does her S3. Luna never has enough ER to push Acades back, right? Acades is sitting here at 240 speed with 200 ER, 232 ER on Acades. And that's usually enough to resist, and this pushes her up to about a 285 pole position on speed. So she's able to go first. The AI will have her put the S2 on Kayron. Kayron's chilling over here with 53 ER plus 30 is at 83 ER, plus he's getting an ER boost from Christie, so she's sending about 145 ER over to him. So he's chilling like right around 230 ER on his own, plus another 50 from this, so around 275, 280 ER on him, and around 280 ER on Acades. That's why they resist most stuff. It takes like 300 effectiveness to reliably cause these guys problems. And then she could actually be replaced with just about anybody when there's teams without Euphine on board, and you just want to build her super tanky because she's got her skills turned off, so you want her to stick around long enough. And this artifact actually helps her stick around long enough that Euphine can't kill her before Euphine's been hurt enough that it doesn't matter if she gets focus. ER on this level, I mean, in arena it matters because you can take it into specific fights. But this fight's not a good one, right? This is potentially a slow, drawn-out, tank-down fight. You know, could be a base speed, Holy Sackbellion, between Carmen not letting people get hurt, Destina healing people back up. This would be kind of a scary one to use the stall team on. So for this one, I would just cleave it. There's nobody here who can speed contest me. So I take this team in and just absolutely murderize it. This team thinks that it's immune to cleave. It thinks, oh, I've got Belly and he can't burn, but with Frida, we can burn, and even with the insanely high ER, burn ignores ER, so we get a guaranteed stack of debuffs. Pushes Frida up. Frida can give attack buff to everybody and push up Watcher. With Watcher, you can soul burn, and the reason you soul burn, even though Ludwig's going to go next, the soul burn will give Ludwig one more stack. He can get 2 stacks from 2 people soul burning. We've already soul burned once with Luna. Soul burning with Watcher will give us the maximum stacks for Ludwig, and one of these guys could be on Holy Sack. And that's kind of a pain in the ass. So the most likely one would be Bellion. So we'll shoot Bellion in the face, trying to activate Holy Sack. It might not kill her with Carmen there. And that's okay, because we have the EE on, we have skill no, so that first hit doesn't kill, and the salvo can't kill anybody, even with only 7k health on Ludwig. Now we've got attack buff going into all these debuffs, and everybody's dead. Because Landy's sealed, she can't resist the crit, and everybody poofs. So this is a pretty nice cleave team when you're sure you can take first turn, and there's not people out there who are going to punish you for using a CR push-ups. A little harder against like Alencia's, or against Abyssal Eufiends, for example. The basics of this team are simply a Gigafast Luna, and I have her on Midnight Bloom to give extra crit chance to my Watcher and my Ludwig, because I really needed Watcher and Ludwig to have high a crit chance boost in order to get the stats where I wanted. The second in line has got to be Frida. Round 280 speed works great. Make sure she always gets the turn after her passive pushes her up. No, you can't replace Luna. This artifact will give us the 15 souls that we need. That's gonna let Watcher Shuri burn. The reason we can get the souls with Bellion, and the reason we use this artifact instead of her own artifact, is because her own artifact generates souls at the stop, and Bellion won't let that happen. But this artifact generates souls on her turn, and when Bellion's sealed, now we can generate the souls. That gives us the souls that we need with her CR push, so that Watcher can soul burn. And Watcher's soul burn gives us the last push that we need on Ludwig to get him up ahead of CR reducing units like Eufiend, and also to give him his max stacks. This was the hardest unit to build. 85 crit chance plus Midnight Bloom, 100% crit chance. Having any kind of semblance of damage at this speed point was not easy on Watcher. He's got to be on his number 2 EE, so you get the skill null. And then the magic behind the team is the world's most nuclear Ludwig. This is a 5k 350 Ludwig, 100% crit chance because of Midnight Bloom. He's on a rage set, which gives me a 30% damage boost because of, I got the debuffs almost guaranteed because of Luna. And he's on Caladra for another 30% damage boost. And he's on Torrent for another 10% damage boost. So that's a 70% damage boost to his hit. And we got 2 soul burns off, so his soul burn will be stacked for maximum penetration. And that's what lets this Ludwig kill everything. The only time he doesn't kill is when Aureus and Adamant are both in play. So this team works really, really well against even the most tanky foes, and even into Selene on Secret Art Stormsword. Because we are sealing Selene, although Stormsword will activate, her passive won't go off because seal applies before the enemy retaliates. So Stormsword pushed her up, but she couldn't do anything with the extra attack, and now everyone has a debuff. So I'm able to have the have Frida apply attack buff to everybody, and this is a situation where you couldn't use Flan. You need the seal for this to work. And you could have Holy Sack. All 3 of these, any of these could have Holy Sack, but this bottom one is the one who's most likely to give me a problem on counter, right? If she counters, it just heals the team and does damage. If she counters, it just does damage. If she counters, it hits everybody, and it could strip my attack buff off Ludwig. So I'm going to choose to shoot Bellion. You should always choose the unit you think is going to have Holy Sack, and then if you're not sure, you shoot the unit who could potentially cause your team problems. And now everyone's dead. 2 of the tankiest units in the game, right? Senya and Ilanov. 41k damage to both of them. They ain't that tanky. Well, 41 and 45 to Senya. So this team's a little something different, guys. This team is running a Ran like... Well, let's just say this Ran's built different. This is a really nice full auto cleave team that works well into any team where there's a CR pusher that's not immediately followed by a super fast unit. And this is a great example of it, right? We've got a non-attack skill Luna. I'm sorry, I should say this team works really well into enemies where you've got a non-attack skill that doesn't immediately go into another attack, right? We don't really have a bridge here. We have Luna doing her things, and then it's a slow burn with 3 medium to slow speed units. Now, it could be a giga-fast belly, and we have seen those, and they are a problem, but even a giga-fast belly, this team should still work okay. I'll do this one on manual just to show you, but this is another one that you can quick battle with. You just got to be careful where to take it into. Now, I think a lot of you will like this one because this is a cleave team that doesn't use cleave units, right? Sure, I've got Luna on there, but my Luna doesn't have to be super fast. You see where everybody's position is on the board? Luna, everybody is kind of slow. So Luna could be 270 speed on my side and still work just fine. I'll just click auto. Notice where my Ran is. You notice how slow my Ran is? My Ran's chilling out there down there with Senya. But the Eternus pushes DJ Basar up, and DJ Basar is able to use his S3 and cleanse all of the BS off of our units. Push Ran up. Ran's able to S2, give attack buff. Drop his S3. Put defense break on everybody. And Stigma. BBK does her things. Everybody pretty much dies. Now I've got to deal with Senya, of course, but she never procced, so she's only going to hit one person. She's going to hit BBK. Oh no, whatever will my BBK do? Now you'll probably like this this cleave team because unlike most cleave teams, it doesn't require 300 speed on anything. And it's quick battle worthy. You've just got to be careful where you pick it into with quick battle. Yeah, this is another one it'll work into. So I'll show you the team here real quick. So on this one, first it's just Luna. Now, given this Luna's fast because I use her on other cleaves. But for this team, this Luna could be 290 speed and work just fine. Probably could be 280 speed and work just fine. Could put her on a better artifact. Doesn't need to be on this. Just want Luna on there because it's nice to put block on other people so that you can get past the damage mitigations and built-in BS that a lot of units have. The second fastest unit on the team is DJ Basar. Closer to 260, the better. This is actually the hardest unit to build. A little bit of effect resistance on him is nice. That way, if you're taking this into Sea Phantom Politis, she's less likely to push him backwards because you want Eternus to proc and push him up. So with Eternus, he's hovering right about 190 ER. It's not a lot, but it can work into some. You just gotta be careful about Sea Phantom Politis and really look at the units after Sea Phantom Politis. Is there a chance they could catch up and kill your, and kill your team? The third unit in the turn order is the weirdest Ran you've ever seen. This is a 221 speed Ran with 203 effectiveness on an artifact that gives him an additional 15% effectiveness. This is a 220 effectiveness Ran. His entire purpose is to, after DJ Basar cleanses all of the buff blocks and seals and everything off, he S2s to give everybody an attack buff, and then he S3s and sticks a defense break on somebody. And with 200 effectiveness, he's going to stick a defense break on somebody because BBK only needs one defense break. And if you take a thermonuclear BBK who doesn't need ER at all because you've got DJ Basar on the team, you take in a nuclear BBK on a damage dealing artifact with Torrent at 5400 attack. And the reason she's only at 293 is sometimes I run her with Flan, and Flan can give the crit damage buffs to really, really max out her damage. Make sure you got her on the number 1 EE so she gets the extra immortality. And she can clean up just about anything. So this is a really, really nice cleave team for people who don't have the speed to build traditional cleave teams. Now it does have its Achilles heels, but Typically it works. Ta-da! Oh, wow, 21k. This is Lucira's defense. You know what? We're fighting Lucira. We may as well use the Lucira side defense. I have no idea if this is going to work. I'm mostly doing this because I want to see how he has this team built. It's really got me curious. It's crazy when you have to have an entire team slot built around dealing with somebody. Okay, he is just freaking Snitchu level tanked out. Okay. I'm gonna save the cleanse in case this kind of thing happens, so let's chip away at this. You've got Destina can cleanse, but let's go ahead and see how much ER is on your team. Because I got a decent chunk of effectiveness on my Ray. Okay, no effectiveness, or no effect resistance. He is just tanked out to the 9s. Who's furthest down the line? Guess we'll... I don't want to hit Tywin because that'll wake everybody up. Let's start... If I wake her up, she'll cleanse. If I wake her up, she'll cleanse. If I wake him up, it'll cleanse. I guess we're going into Bellion for lack of other options. I'm hoping with the injury it doesn't proc... Yeah. Okay. And we'll just S1 here. Unity set on Ray. You will never, ever be able to convince me that Unity set is not Ray's best in slot. It is too good. Pop, pop, bam! And... just go back to sleep. And... get hurt a little more. Bam! Unity set, baby. Unity set! Hit this. He's just on one Unity set, but Unity set's amazing, guys. It is so underrated. Oh no. She's gonna live. I knew I should have S3'd freaking haste into her. I thought for sure that my, Laia... Oh, that's right, I'm running the stupid fast Laia. That's okay. This just needs to go away. Hey, Elsia! Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for the raid. We are, where's my buttons? Make sure you guys give Elsie a follow, guys. Holy shit, I looked away and Lucira started popping off. What's happening? What's going on? I'm scared. Somebody hold me. This is awful. No, even the arena lightning's out to get me. How did things go so bad? Everybody go back to sleep. Go back to sleep. Get controlled. Get controlled. And stay down. Freaking nature goddess comes down to the earth to mess with you. You hit her in the face with a bass guitar, guys. It's clearly the way to handle the situation. Ow. How many Harsetti crybabies do I face daily? That's why we're having fun while we can before she just ruins everything. Oh, just freaking die! What is this Destina made of? This team is slow, but it almost never loses. This team is crazy, crazy effective. So if you ever run across something that you just can't deal with, control it. DDR, Laya, Haste, Senya. It takes care of almost everything. It can almost fight every defense. It's just god-awful slow. On my BBK is on Symbol of Unity, just to help a little bit with hitting evasion units. Okay, we got him. It took like 15-20 minutes, but we got him. Right. No, yeah. We definitely cleave. Oh, sorry, Sakai, I missed it. There were so many posts. Let me find your redeem. Oh, sure. We can add you. You're on global server, right? Hot damn. I love that, Lucira is bracing for Harsetti impact by running a score up so high. He hopes he can hold on to, they're hoping they can hold on to top 3 even when Harsetti breaks arena. Okay, so guys, what do you think of this? What do you think of green Ludwig? Not ML Ludwig, green Ludwig. Couple things about green Ludwig that are neat. One, I don't have to go first every single time. I can afford to go second. So I don't need to have Watcher Shuri on the team. As long as there's no, what's her name, Infinite Horizon Acades, and no Requiem Rowana, this team seems to work, and it solves a lot of the problems that the ML Ludwig team had. Now, the ML Ludwig team was a lot more fun, because that's where you got to see, like, the big nuclear numbers proc, right? He dropped 60k damage to everybody, and they all died. But if somebody lived, and occasionally some people were living, there wasn't a lot of follow-up. This may be a little slower, but Ludwig's unkillable. So he can stick around. Here, let me show you how it works. So, of course, we're able to burn this even into Bellion because we've got Frida on the team, and this guarantees debuffs. I mean, except on Luna, who, of course, has the null. That pushes up Frida, who pushes up the rest of the team. Now, even if Luna went first, that's okay, because Frida would have cleansed that, right? Then I get to use... I'm so glad I get to use Ahmed. It's been so long since I've used Ahmed. So we push everyone up again, give everyone attack buff and skill null. And the skill null is kind of important here, right? Because now we got skill null and attack buff. And now, because I got a plus 30 fan of light and dark, we get the guaranteed destruction buff. So now we've got skill null, swift attack buff, and destruction buff. And I now have enough souls, even with a plus 15 bird's eye. I've got enough souls that I can soul burn as S2. And when this thing is soul burn, it ignores ER. So I can guarantee stun somebody. And you know what? Just in case this is a tanky one, I'll go ahead and hit Yufine. If she dies, that's great. If she lives, she's stunned. Stunned. Okay, she died, came back with Holy Sacrifice. Now we can do the S3. And this should kill just about everybody. But if it doesn't kill everybody, I've got a gold shield. I'm invincible. And in order to get to this gold invincibility shield, like say Bellion lived and started trying to strip me, they have to strip the skill null, the attack buff, and the destruction buff before they get to the invincibility buff, because they're all 1 turn left, so they have to go in order. So she has to strip me 4 times to get rid of the gold shield. And my S2's ready again, so when it's my turn, I put the gold shield back up for another round. It's crazy. Like, literally, the whole team can die and Ludwig can just carry. So it solves a lot of the safety issues that the other team had. Yes, yes, and that is indeed the best part. The best part is that my normal Ludwig, just in time for our TA season to start, my new my Eternal Wanderer Ludwig can go back to his normal fighting form. Okay, so the bones of this team, it's the same Luna as always. She does not need to be this fast. One of the nice things about this is you don't have to go first. This team works even when you're slower. This would work with a 280 speed Luna, not even kidding. As long as the turn order is correct and Luna goes first, followed by Frida, then you're in good shape. So as long as you get your tuning down, don't worry about the speed. It'll totally work slower. And she's on Midnight Bloom because Ludwig's going to need the crit chance. The second unit in the turn order is Frida. Again, don't worry about the speed. Just make sure she's speed tuned to go after Luna. 5% slower than Luna. And she needs to be on this artifact. Plus 15 is fine. Then third in line is Ahmed. Ahmed doesn't need anything but to be speed tuned to go right after Frida. And she is 266 speed, is as fast as she could go and still be speed tuned. So once you got the 3 of those in order, and this artifact doesn't have to be max, but if it is max, you're much more likely to get the Destro buff on Ludwig. And then there's Ludwig, who is just Rage Torrent, and you want him on this artifact. This is the artifact that's going to allow him to cycle his S2, so that he can stay immortal even longer and not get killed. I think, you know what? That one's better. If I'm going to put damage, I'm going to put the damage on his S3. Make him even more nuclear, right? And 84% crit chance is all he needs because I got 16 from Midnight Bloom. 5,500 attack. Ludwig has one of the highest attack stats in the game. Highest based attacks in the game. And remember, you only want 300% crit damage. I got 6% wasted here because he's getting the Destro buff, and you can't overcap with the Destro buff. So he'll go straight to 350 on the nose when he gets the destruction buff. Now, if something had lived, he would have kept his gold shield all the way around, S2'd again, killed something again, got the gold shield again, all the way around, and S1'd again. It solves all the problems of those sustained teams that just survived Dark Ludwig's attacks and were able to kill him afterwards. It lets Ludwig be... It basically turns Ludwig into BBK. Now everybody's dead.